Hello everyone and welcome to Command Block Survival. So first of all, you'll notice that I'm in creative mode right now, but don't worry, we're going to be in survival soon enough. I just want to explain a little bit about Command Block Survival. So first of all, the original idea came from one of Etho's LP episodes, where he mentioned that he thought it would be cool to use command blocks in survival Minecraft without breaking survival Minecraft. So while keeping the same aspects, like collecting resources and stuff like that, that makes survival Minecraft what it is. So the goal is to be able to use command blocks and the cool features of them while still keeping it purely survival. Now, if you want to try out command block survival for yourself, I'm going to provide a download link in the description to two things. First of all, it's going to have a text document, and that text document is going to explain about command block survival, and also it's going to have the rules that I think would be good to keep command block survival and still allow you access to all the fun commands. And the second thing that's going to be in that download link is an MC edit schematic for the command blocks that you see here and the little setup here. Now I filled in a little bit of stone here because I'm going to cover this up later, but you'll get this, and basically what this is going to allow you to do is have access to command blocks in survival. So first of all, obtaining command blocks. Normally, obviously, you can't obtain them, but I've made a little crafting recipe here in the chest, so if you just put items around like this, and then you exit the chest, it's going to give you one command block. Now, be careful, it's not smart. It doesn't detect if you put it offset, so it has to be the items in those exact slots right there, and it has to be only one of each item. Now, the second thing is this whole contraption here, and what this allows you to do is use command blocks and break command blocks, because that's normally not possible in survival Minecraft. So if we flick this lever here, you'll see it's going to start up a clock, and it created two new objectives. That's what these two command blocks did, so we can just break those right now. We don't need to keep creating the objectives, we only need them once. And now you'll notice that I have these two items, and these are the two items that I've chosen to use to allow me access to command blocks. So first of all, this little carrot on a stick, what it's actually doing is just changing my game mode if I right click with it, changing my game mode to game mode 1 for a split second and then changing it back. So if we place down this command block, we can't access it, right? So I'm right clicking, I can't access it. But if we just use this carrot on a stick and we hold down right click, it allows us to, because it changes our game mode to game mode 1, and then we can type whatever we want, and we hit done, and then it's going to change us back to survival. Now, of course, you could exploit this to, say, break blocks. If you really quickly right click and then left click, oh, if I get it right, yeah, there you go. So it's like I broke the block in creative mode. But of course, you could cheat with command blocks anyway, so I'm not too concerned about people doing that. And the other thing is breaking. So even if I had a pick right now, I couldn't break this command block. Now the item I've chose to use for this is flint and steel, so if I just light a fire anywhere while standing on top of this command block, it's going to break it and give it to me. So if I do that again, it doesn't matter where I light the fire, but I do have to be standing on the command block. So if I stand next to it, nothing's going to happen. But if I stand on top of it, it's going to break it and give it to me. I've chosen flint and steel just because it sort of represents, you know, destruction and stuff, and I thought it was a good item, but you can change it to whatever you want. Basically, it's just checking for a couple, whoops, if we go into /game mode 1, it's checking for CB destroyed. That's the name of the objective that I've set to detect when we use a flint and steel, and then CB wand stands for command block wand, is what I've chosen to detect when we use carrot on a stick. So if you want to change those objectives to detect for something else, no matter what it might be, then this will work just fine. Alright, so I've gotten rid of all those cheaty items, and I've put myself in survival mode, and I've reset the time to day, and we are all set to start. So we're about to get our starting tools and stuff. By the way, what I did down here, I guess we can go down here, right? Yeah. I just filled this all in with stone. So in case I forgot to mention this lever right here that's connected to the clock is what's going to turn off whether or not those tools are active. So if you want to ever disable that little carrot on a stick and flint and steel feature, you can just flick this lever up. Now it's disabled. Now it's enabled. So that clock is what determines whether it works or not. And of course the chest here, whenever we want to craft command blocks, we can just use that. I put it really close to the world spawn. World spawn's right there. So it'll be hopefully a pretty central spot. It's going to be important with the command blocks to be able to be near spawn because nothing like starting off fresh in Minecraft. Because you're going to want some of your contraptions to always be loaded, and spawn chunks are important for that. So we're going to get our starting tools here, and I want to talk a little bit about the rules. So the rules I designed, as I mentioned, you should feel free to change them however you like. But what I've sort of tried to do is keep all the basic aspects of survival Minecraft. So spawning in items is allowed, but only if you destroy an equivalent item. So say we have, it might sound a little confusing at first, but say we have items in a chest and we want to move them to, say, a furnace. Well, of course we use hoppers, but let's just say that we're trying to use command blocks. What we could do is destroy the items in the chest and then put those same items in the furnace. And that would be completely legitimate because we're not spawning in items, we're not creating anything new. Really all we're doing is moving an item. So that's why I say you can destroy an item and then spawn it in. And likewise, you could do that, you could destroy an item from a chest and then / give it to a player, and it wouldn't really be cheating, it would just be moving the items around. So that's fine. Another thing, if you're spawning mobs, I have a list, by the way, on the side here that I'm looking at. So if I pause for any reason, what do we want to do here? Make a sword right off the bat? Yeah. I'm forgetting what you do when you start Minecraft. Oh, and an axe, of course. Okay, axe, got a little bit more wood. Where's the tree we're cutting down? This one, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so the other thing, spawning monsters. So I've actually made a list of items that it requires to spawn a monster. Basically, the idea is that you shouldn't be able to spawn a monster to gain anything. It should just be essentially to move it around. So all of the items that are required to spawn a monster are equal or more than the drops of the monster, including the experience. So like, I think a zombie takes 5 zombie flesh, which is more than the average amount you'd get killing it, even with a looting sword. And then a few bottles of enchanting, I think 4, which is more experience than you'd get for killing a zombie. So overall, it's just basically used as a way of moving around monsters. If you ever want to move a zombie, you could kill a few and get a few bottles of experience or bottles of enchanting, and then be able to spawn it in somewhere else. Say if you're making an iron golem farm, it would help out a lot. So that's that. Oh, is that a spider? Let's kill the spider. We're not on ultra hardcore mode, or not on regen off mode, but we should be on... Yeah, we are on hard difficulty. That's good. You can kill this creeper too. Oh, easy. This amplified terrain. I forget if I mentioned that we were in amplified terrain, but I'm sure you could tell either way. It's a little tough on my computer. I have my render distance set to a little shorter than usual, but it seems to be holding up okay. If there's any lag spikes, then I'll stop and try to fix it. Let's see. Let's dig... Actually, we should try to find some animals, shouldn't we? There we go. There's a cow down there. Perfect. Okay, so moving on with the rules. What else do I have here? Okay, so anything used just for aesthetics or logic, like tests for commands, or say play sound commands, or particle. Do we want to kill this cow? I think it's okay. I want to leave at least 2 around here, because I don't know how monster spawning is affected by amplified terrain. It's possible that slightly less spawn just because of the way mob spawning works. We can kill a few here just to get some food, I'm sure. Hopefully there are others around. But yeah, anything used for aesthetics or logic is completely allowed without any cost to the player. So if you want to do something like that... Who is that? Oh yeah, we're going to finally... That we get to play a series in 1.8, or the snapshots, where we have... What is this? Diorite and... I'm not even going to try to say the other one because I'll probably mess it up. Let's go over here. I want to get this coal. Yeah, so anything aesthetic or logic is of course free because you're not really gaining anything from it, right? It's not taken away from survival. So that's fine. Now, breaking and placing blocks is a little bit tricky. I had some difficulty deciding on this one. I didn't want you to be able to basically mine using it. But at the same time, if you want to clear out a large area and it can help you, well, maybe that's okay. So I've sort of... Wow, this is... Oh, gosh! Skeleton up there. I'm not even going to bother. Well, it is a cave. Alright, let's go up here. And that was just one piece of coal, seriously? Yeah, I didn't... So I sort of tried to find a compromise between the two. Come here, guy. Oh, you're not going to come here because you know you'll burn. Oh, he's luring me into the cave. You've got to be kidding me. Watch it. As soon as I pop my head up, he's going to shoot me off. You know what? Let's be smarter than the skeleton. How's this going to work? Yep. Perfect. I didn't need to block there. Let's see. Let's make 4 torches. Yeah, so I've sort of... Whoops. I sort of made a compromise between the two. And I've said that you can destroy naturally spawning blocks and this is going to kill us. Let's block ourselves in real quick. Nope. Okay, they're not going to come out here because it's too bright. Oh boy! This is not a great start to a survival series. We're about to get killed by this skeleton. Alright, let's dig this way. Kill him at his feet. Like the smart dwarves we are. Yeah, so the compromise is basically that if a block is naturally spawning, so say stone, or even if you grow a tree or anything like that, then you're going to have to take durability from a tool. And you're actually going to have to take 2 durability from a tool. So I wanted it to be, you know, a little cost for the fact that it's going to essentially make mining instant. So like if you use /fill with air, you're actually going to, let's see, cook up some food here so we can start regenning. You actually, it's just going to be instant, so you're not going to have to spend the normal time that it would take. Oh gosh, this stupid skeleton, just, there we go, finally. It's just going to be instant, you're not going to have to spend the time, and that's sort of the idea. I mean, I wanted it to be so that it would help you out a little bit with the time that it takes to mine out a large area, but I want it to cost more at the same time. I don't want it to just be easier. I want it to be a sort of not risk versus reward, cost versus benefit. That's the comparison I was looking for. So I think that's going to be a good compromise between the two. But you can break and place player or command block placed blocks, if that makes any sense. So if I place a block, I can have a command block break it. So that's going to be useful for like doors. It's going to be useful for tons of things. I mean, you're constantly placing blocks with command blocks when you're using them. Say a redstone block, if you want to power something, it would just be too difficult to make that require durability, especially with how tricky it's going to be to get the whole durability thing to really work well. One shortcoming of command blocks that I've sort of run into, and there might be ways around this, but at least with how much I've used them, which is not much. I mean, I really never fooled around with command blocks until I made the little tools there that allow you to use command blocks in survival. So that was like my first experience with them, and I found that it's sort of difficult to get information with command blocks. You can get Boolean values, so you can detect whether something is true or false, but it's difficult to get integers and strings and things like that and sort of store those in variables and use them. At least that's just what I'm sure there's a way to do it, but I don't know how to, so that's sort of going to make things a little bit trickier. Is it becoming nighttime? Because this cave sort of dead-ended. Let me find a new cave for us to explore, and maybe get a little more food too before night hits, which might be too late. Okay, so I actually got really lucky with finding a cave, but I realized that I was rambling a whole lot right there. So moving on quickly. Ooh, lava. See, that's why I always get distracted by things like this. Moving on quickly through the rules. Basically, the only thing I didn't touch on, I believe, was that some other commands such as /effect, /timeset, and /TP use items that are sort of relevant to that command. So /effect consumes potions, of course. So it's basically just you can give yourself a potion effect without having to drink the potion. That's all it's really allowing you to do. And that sort of keeps with survival because, you know, you're not gaining anything. I mean, you could drink the potion, but instead you can... Ooh. Instead, you can, say, choose a time when a command block will give you the potion effect. So that's not a big deal. And then /timeset was one I had difficulty with, but I decided that consuming a bed was sort of enough of a penalty to where it wouldn't be a big deal that we allowed /timeset. But again, I mean, the rules are up to you. Like, just like the crafting recipe for command blocks. I mean, I chose sort of one in the middle between difficult to get, because it does require diamonds, but also it's doable, so you can get large numbers without having to grind for hours and hours. But at the same time, I like caving and stuff, so the fact that it requires diamonds I think is a good thing. It sort of helps fuel the survival aspect almost, and sort of compensate for some other things that might be a little easier, is that you have to get a lot of diamonds to do it. So that's good. And let's see, what else? I wanted to talk about the way the rules are enforced, basically, and it's completely up to you because it's just based on the honor system. So obviously there's nothing stopping you from cheating, but there's nothing stopping you from cheating in normal Minecraft. You could open the world to land, even if your world doesn't allow cheats, and you can spawn your stuff in stuff. So abiding to the rules, it's all about, you know, what you feel comfortable with and what you think is fair, and that's sort of what you should go off of if the rules don't specify things, because I mean, I don't know much about command blocks, so the rules that I made are basically based off of the most simple commands that command blocks can do. So more advanced features, if they seem too cheaty, well, then they probably are. And it's probably just likely that I either didn't know about them or just decided that it wasn't worth putting in a rule like that for such an advanced case, or just that there are so many cases I couldn't put in a rule. For all the cases, it would just be too much. So it's basically, I mean, just follow the guideline of if it's breaking survival, then it's probably not going to make it very fun. You might as well just be playing creative. And that's sort of the idea with the whole thing, is that as long as it's keeping the survival aspect, it's okay. That being said, one of the first things I want to try to do is create a sort of flying machine. I saw it. Oh, now I forget who did it. It was some famous YouTuber made a video with like a flying pad, basically, where it would spawn in blocks beneath you, so you could walk across like air, and you could also jump up and stuff. And yeah, that might be the first thing I make. Probably not the first thing, but one of the first things, and that's probably the extent of the cheatiness. I'm not even sure if I'll use that too much, but that's going to be something that's not going to require much as far as resources goes, because again, placing and breaking blocks with command blocks, breaking blocks that are placed by the player or a command block, does not require anything. So I don't have to like use a tool's durability to do that, which it's sort of taking advantage of the fact that the reason I allow that is to do other things. But man, that I don't know if you can hear the car driving by, but it's super loud. Yeah, it sort of takes advantage of the fact that I allow that feature for other reasons. Wow, we have 50 iron. Oh my gosh. Alright, car, you can be quiet now. But yeah, I don't think it's a big deal. I mean, to me, that's not game breaking. It's more of like a feature. Alright, I'm going to stop. I don't know if you can hear the car, but until the car goes away. Awesome, so I have smelted up this iron. What do we want to make? An iron pick, probably. I'm not really sure I want to wear armor. Let's make maybe some more iron tools. Iron armor, honestly, is kind of overpowered for me. Because, I mean, Minecraft is pretty easy in general, so I'm not going to wear armor unless I have to. I'll probably wear feather falling boots eventually, but for now I'm going to stick with no armor. Just keep the game exciting. You know, you could die at any time from a creeper explosion. But yeah, that's all we need from these. So the last thing I want to talk about is what the series will be on my channel, basically, because hopefully you guys are going to try this out for yourselves. But also I'm planning to make a series of it, and I haven't quite decided exactly how it's going to work. I'd imagine it's not going to be quite Let's Play style, the same I have on the Bat server. But it might be sort of a mix of a Let's Play style and just showing you things that I make. Oh, another cave down there. Because I'm excited to try out... Oh boy. Baby zombie. Let's keep him in the water. Excellent. Oh, another one? Are you serious? And a chicken. Oh man. And a bat. Oh, can't get the bat. Okay, let's... This is a bad way, man. The water's pushing all the mobs here. But yeah, it'll be sort of a mix of the Let's Play style and sort of just showing you things that I make off camera. And part of that is just due to the fact that I already have the one Let's Play, so I don't want to do things related to just sort of survival Minecraft as much in this as I do on Bats. But at the same time, I'm excited to try to make things and to show you what I make and show you how they all work. One of the main reasons I want to do this is to learn about command blocks, and who knows, maybe do some stuff with command blocks in the future outside of this. But it's sort of a whole another side of Minecraft that I've never really looked into. We're about to use iron to block off that water. Alright, let's whoops. There we go. Yeah, it's like a whole nother side of Minecraft, and I'm really excited to get into it while still keeping the survival side, which is always sort of what's driven me in Minecraft. Oh, let's kill a spider. We need a bow. Oh, come on. Oh, and the bat. The bat just ran right into our sword. So I'm gonna get pretty set up here off camera before next episode, I'd imagine. Oh, no, 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 no. See, that's why I love not wearing armor. That guy could have killed me. If I was wearing iron armor, it would have done nothing. Nothing at all. Yeah, so for next episode, I'm going to get pretty set up. I'll probably get some command blocks that we can use, possibly. Looks like this cave is going down further, so might get some diamonds down there. These bats! I swear, it's not even. I'm not even trying. They just jump in front of my my sword as I go here. But yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. I think. Was there one more thing I wanted to talk about? Oh, okay, so I remembered. It was just that I wanted to mention that because this is sort of build stuff and then show you what I've built sort of style of series, it's going to be a little more sporadic than some of my other series, although not all that great at keeping to a set schedule on my series anyway, since I'm always pretty busy. But yeah, it might just be a little less frequent than some other series, like my PvP stuff or the Bat server. But hopefully you try out Command Block Survival if you're interested in command blocks. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited for it, and it's definitely not something very conventional, and it's not something that I've tested out at all or anything. So I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, that it goes well. But just like with what I've done, the simple stuff with the chest crafting recipe and the little wands that allow you to use command blocks, even though that was so simple compared to other things that people have done with command blocks, it really got me excited to learn more about command blocks and how they work and build cool stuff with it and survival and all sorts of stuff. So I'm really excited. Hopefully you are too. And I highly recommend, if you want to try it out, just download the stuff in the description. It's a nice starting point. Oh boy. Careful. Okay, good. It's a nice starting point, even if you don't follow the rules exactly or maybe use a different crafting recipe. Hopefully it helps you out. So that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed. Hope I didn't forget to say anything because I've been talking extremely sporadically. But yeah, I'll see you next time.